Good morning, everybody. Troy from the Do-It-Yourself world. Last night, I actually started, after I closed out the previous video, I decided to get to work on my sawmill loading dock. And I cut, you guys may remember that one log had metal in it. So I made good use out of that log. I cut it with a chainsaw to the right height, and I got 5 uprights for my loading dock here. Now the loading dock is going to be lined up to the same height as the bunks on the sawmill. And I was over at speaking of sawmill, I was at the Amish sawmill today, and those were $5 a piece. 4x6x10s and by 10 foot. I could not pass that up for $5 a piece, so I grabbed 2 of them. This I made in the spring, and these I had on hand. And so I'm going to have a loading dock today. And I'm going to have ramps come down this way. I figured it was quick and easy since I was there, and they were cheap. That'll give me my ramps, and then I'm going to have flip up posts to come across to the mill. So I'll drop them down, I'll load logs onto the mill, and then I'll lift them back up so I can run the mill through here. I have enough space to run the mill. Somebody's texting me through here once those are lifted up. And those will also stop logs from trying to roll off the edge. So that's going to work out nice. I also got a mess of pine 2x4s, crazy cheap, because they weren't stickered and they are stained. And so I got a really good deal. Some were a little bit bent and curvy, and so they were crazy cheap. So I got 50 of them, and I'm going to start working on. I mean, I can't make them for that. I cannot. I can't beat that deal that I got. The time, the effort, going out in the forest, cutting down a tree, chopping off the limbs, grabbing the log or logging it out to the right size, hauling it into the property, loading it up on the mill, and time is flying. We are running out of time in this season, and because of my health issues, I lost a lot of time. So now it's time to get to work and really get flying. So I'm going to finish. Let me take you over here. I have to finish this piece of the fence. I needed some uprights for that. And the guineas are out. They don't sleep in there anymore. We got to put that away for winterize that. Sorry, I'm limping a bit. I worked too much yesterday and I cramped my leg. So here I got to finish my gate. I'm going to use some of the 2x4s today or tomorrow, and I'm going to get this gate on here. And instead of using chicken wire and rolling it out of the way to get in and rolling it back across to get out, I am going to have a real gate. And then the sawmill, once I'm done with the rollers, I'll be able to finish the rest of this. And I've got to finish the driveway gates and more fencing. I got a lot to do and very little time to do it. Right now what I'm doing is shoring up the garden fencing. The guineas have discovered that the garden has beautiful shady summer squash plants that they love to sit under, which wasn't a big deal in the beginning, but now they've discovered that there's beautiful food, and when they're sitting in the beautiful shady area, all they have to do is open their mouth and enjoy the free food. And I'm not pleased. And the problem is, they're pretty strong birds. And what they're doing is just pushing the fence over by sheer force. And I need to prevent that. So this is a quick fix for now. I need to eventually get the wood fencing up. But right now, with the end of season coming, that's not a high priority. Right now, the higher priorities is everything else. It's a lot. I got so much to do. So, quick fix. Get a barrier out here, stop those birds, and save our garden. I've got so much else to do. With the lumber that's on the truck, I'm going to finish my benches and my gate here for the garden. But for right now, we have a deal with the guineas pushing this stuff over. So I need to undo all this. I have to get all this out of my way. Now I'm putting stiffer wire fence in here in its place as our temporary gate. Just for today, hopefully. I do hope and plan to get this done today or tomorrow. But meanwhile, they just push through the bottom piece. They just bully their way through it. And we've got to stop those birds from getting in. So, I mean, it is what it is. Things out here change on the fly. A lot of people wonder, in the past I've just gone and done things. I was going to do this without the camera. And then people wonder why I'm not doing other projects. And, you know, I just push through and try to get things done as fast as possible and get it done. But then people wonder, why aren't you doing this or that or that or that? And the thing is, well, there's so much going on out here in a day. Just to survive, just to maintain the property, just to fight to keep our food from being eaten by nature, that it takes a lot of my time. So this is going to be a temporary gate for a day or two, because they're strong birds. So, and I can still step over this. I need another post. That's fine. Well, guys, it's the beginnings of a log loading bay. It is hot and humid right now, though. So I'm going to put some pins in these over here, so they're tied in, and I may slope the ends of those, the ramps, or maybe put a board up at an angle to help a log get on better. And I might nip off the top edge. No, you know what? I won't nip these off. That'll stop anything from, once the log comes on, it can't roll back. That's beautiful. And now I just got to cut the pieces for the ends here to go to the rails. And I hope I got enough material left with what I've got here to make this a reality. And the nose will be hinged. Now what I have is a ramp that's going to come down here. And I got the loading ramp here. Got to pin them in yet. line that up later. There's an idea. Let me take the camera off the tripod. So, I can do 8-foot logs. There's a 1.5 foot overhang on each side, and I can do up to 16-foot logs. Roll them on up here, a little bit of the lip so they can't roll back. And this one looks better and gives you an idea what I'm doing here. That'll hinge up and out of the way, or slide out of the way, I'm not sure yet. But that'll pull up out of my way and set up here so I can roll a log onto the deck of the mill. This one I just got resting there like that. I'm probably going to have the weight of the log go to the trailer frame itself. So I'm probably going to line these up in between the bunks on the mill. And I also have to clear this. So I got to be 1/2 inch higher than this, which is also fine. It will not allow a log to roll back off once I get it on. So everything looks like it's coming together, at least so far. I'm going to go in and take a break. It doesn't look like it, but it is really hot and humid. Well guys, had a change of plans. I'm out of breath because I'll show you. But the guineas are now, they've realized that it's tasty over there on the other side of the fence and easy pickings for the food. So I went and got there's my new tailgate. Put that back in. I went and got a 1/2 yard of gravel and just shoveled it off. I had to do it in a hurry. I'd love to have had the camera going, but it's gonna rain. So I wanted to get that off before it rains, because if that got wet, I'm not getting it off by hand. So now I can put in more fence posts. Let me show you the plans. One's going here, and one in dead center, and in the end of the gazebo is one, and then again there, and in the end. So I need 4 fence posts in here, and the crushed gravel will hold them up rather than cement, and that'll shore up this fence line too from leaning in the wind. That'll be much, much better. And then I can shore up the main big fence to those. So everything will hold everything better in place. And then I'm gonna have to come up higher with a row of chicken wire. I did not think I would have to, but the guineas were pushing through gaps in the fence before. They were pushing down this thin chicken wire that I had in here before. They were just walking it down. They were walking right up and squishing it onto the ground. So I've got firmer wire, and now they're flying over. They want our food. And, oh, the rain is coming, I can hear it. So, I gotta go in. I'll talk to you in a bit, I guess. We'll see what happens. I got those 2x4 stickered, because they're wet. I decided to sticker them. And I may put cables around them, tie-down straps around them, to pull them in, because a couple of them were warped. I got them dirt cheap, so I'm not complaining, but I think I can pull them in together by putting a tie-down strap around the whole pile and sucking them in as they dry. It's worth a try. And in this pile is the one I'll start working from for now. This was supposed to be my garage shelving, you may remember from the past. It's perfect wood now, but that will be, because the garage is falling lower on the priority level right now due to fencing that needs to be finished. Well guys, this had to go on hold due to guineas getting in the garden, emergency fence upgrades. So that's it for this project for now. Please like this video, subscribe if you haven't. You never know what's coming to the homestead tomorrow, especially on this place. Talk to you later.